Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Lost Boat number 6, Avalon LaFay. Last time, we fought off the calamities that are the calamity of the dragon, Albion, and the calamity of the beast, Bargus. And now we have another fight right after Bargus with a caster. So let's get right into it. Fingers crossed we can finish it today. I just slot out of 3 hours. If we get close to being done by the time the server resets, we'll just power through it. Let's go. The beast's magical energy signal is gone. And the smoke and fire that was covering Norwich disappeared along with it. She did it, Bell Draco. Mash actually banished the whole calamity. I can't believe it. My Kohai is really something else, isn't she? Oh jeez, you just barely pulled through too. I can't believe you remote summoned 2 servants. Twice, no less. Just lie down and rest, okay? We have 10 minutes until our rendezvous with the Stormborder. And Mash should be back soon, so... yeah, you should have just enough time to grab a few winks. Well, in that case... For some reason, I can just tell when and where he'll try to strike. We're both worthless good-for-nothings at heart. I was always thinking more about how things would end than how long they'd keep going. Remember that well, and don't let your guard down until it's well and truly over. Stop! Phew. The battle was over. The Knights of the Round Table had successfully banished the calamity. In its final moments, it almost seemed like the enormous hound was weeping. Whether in gratitude or suffering, I do not know.
Thank you, Sir Gawain. Sir Lancelot. Thanks to you two, I was able to show her what true Knights of the Round Table are like. Just like she wanted.
Still, she paid a heavy price for her victory. As the report said, there were signs that the Round Shield would perform a chain summon on the night of Sheffield was destroyed. By importing their names, the land of the Fae had given the Knights of the Round Table a place to exist in this lost world. And as Galahad, Mash Curiolite had benefited most of all from that arrangement. The summons themselves had been performed by the Round Table, and the heroic spirits who answered it appeared only briefly. But even without paying a price for the contract, Mash's stamina and mental energy were heavily depleted.
I'm pretty exhausted, but I don't have any major injuries, and my respiratory system is fine. Thank goodness. Just a little rest, I should be back on my feet. Alright, I should let Manuel know I'm done. I can make it back to the shopboard in 4 minutes, so he can just wait there for...
In her current state, Mash should be able to recover her strength and magical energy to combat-ready levels in 3 minutes. And make it back to the shadow border 2 kilometers away in less than 1. However, be careful, little Red Riding Hood. When you're that tired, you're easy pickings for any wolf who happens to come along. Oh no, you don't, Barrel.
Senpai, what are you doing here?
I had that feeling, so I ran here as fast as I could.
Never mind that now. We need to get your wound treated. Get behind me, master. And thank you for helping me recover my strength almost instantaneously. It's a good thing you got here when you did.
Well, shit. You ran all the way here from the border? What a killjoy. Did anyone ever tell you you're supposed to stick to combat support? What a piss poor excuse for a master you are. Now you went and ruined the meal I've been looking forward to for nearly forever. Ugh, you're the worst. Guess I must have lost a step if I messed up something so easy. Well then. I can smell his body rotting all the way over here.
Barrel Gut, I thought you might still be alive.
Of course I am. Can't go dying while I still got a reason to live. Isn't that right, Mash? I'm sorry I left you all alone for so long. I didn't get tired of you, I promise. Just lots of crap getting in our way. Not only have there been no opportunities for us to spend time alone together like we used to, but you even got healthy enough to get up and start moving around on your own. Just like the doctor planned. Man, I miss our days in Kaldia's treatment room. You always looked so bored in there. That's why I went in to liven things up. You didn't have much in the way of human emotions back then, but you still had the same responses to pain as anyone. I still remember the sound of the bones in your fingers snapping, and the way your screams echoed around the room. It was like I was playing in a concert hall, and you were the piano. Just the two of us, alone in the world. Ugh, my head's killing me. What the hell's going on? Ah, whatever. There's no doctor here now. Sure, there's someone else trying to spoil our fun. But he won't come between us for much longer. Sorry to keep you waiting so long, Mash. What the hell are you saying? I'm talking about love, of course. I don't want to kill Mash. I just want to love her. So stay out of this, alright? Go on, Mash. Tell him. Tell him this is just how we communicate. Tell him this is my love language.
That may be true. You never had any malicious intent towards me, murderous or otherwise. When you broke my fingers in the treatment room, you even seemed genuinely concerned for my condition. You listened intently to my cries of pain. And you said that was love. You said it wasn't joy that moved you, but the sight of agony.
That couldn't be further from love. Well, of course. I'm only human. I never had many friends I could really relate to. Same with interest, really. It's hard to find someone who... Ah, damn it. I was hoping to take my time with this, but it looks like my head's going now. That Morse curse finally caught to me. But that's okay. It just means I won't be able to act human anymore. So before that happens, I'm gonna take my blushing bride and be on my way. Mind giving us your blessing, Kohai? Go. Go save the world if that's what does it for you. Everyone's got their kinks. I don't really get it, but hey, different strokes for different folks. All I ask in return is that you keep your nose out of other people's love lives. Don't. A Torture Caster has the burn C or the burn ability right now. Let's go for 20-30 for support. Even if we don't get the burn off too consistently, I feel like the Pierce Invincible is just gonna be real helpful. Because I am so tired of guys dodging me. Don't take that out of context. Alright. So the word consent is not part of Barrel's language. It is Serbian.
よう、どこに行くんだ、マシュ。お前はここにいなきゃダメだろう。なあ。
まだまだ未熟者ですが、頑張ります。
Ooh, got the burn off first turn. Nice.
白兵戦行きます。ですからステータスこれで耐えます。クールダウン。ちょっとマッキーはすぐに片付ける。食べたアイテムを覚えてはいない。やります。はい。徹底的にな。いっそ
退屈させたか。
食べたアイスの数を覚えてはいない。
Alright. I should probably don't need that.
イエス、徹底ご注文です。そのように。
Full power!
逃がす。
I really wish I had her MP2, but yeah. What can you do? Really?
これが夏のお手伝いだ。
8%. Seriously? So close.
退屈させたか。
Man, he is only targeting Mash, huh? Wow.
ステータスこれで耐えます。神明。はい。それはすべての傷、すべての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷。権限せよ。ロードキャメロット。
I'm gonna assume our only choice is just to NP like every turn. Damn, only 30%? Oh my god. 2 turns. Okay. Still not enough? Jeez. That is so annoying.
落ち着いて。
I wonder if this is meant just to be like a still fight.
倒れません。神明。もちろん。落ち着いて。
Alright.
それはすべての
This hopefully has enough defense up to mitigate most of the damage. Oh, I should have healed her. Oh, I was foolish.
キャメロット。 ここで。
Well, crap. Crap. Seriously? God damn it. Hmm.
まやります。了解した。
Ah, maybe I should have gone for the what you call it? Crit stars. I should be able to do 50k from NP1. On weakness, right? It should be minimum like 70, right? Okay, we got the 90. Okay, I'll give that. Alright, how many guts does he have? 2 left. Alright, so I need to hit him 3 times then. Boop, boop, boop. Another guts. Last guts. And finish. That must have been fun in the sound booth. Oh. Although he was a mage, Barrowgut's true profession and passion was killing. He learned the dark arts from his mother, one of the Magecraft world's rejects, and a witch. In the Mage Association, witch is not simply a word for a female mage. They are considered completely different creatures from humans. Supernatural beings by nature, witches created the Mage Association Humana, or Botany Department, which studies curses and medicines, and were also involved in the establishment of the first magic. But there are no witches present in the Mage Association anymore. As time went on, civilization developed further, and they changed both their form and their way of life. Barrowgut's mother was one such witch. The witch's transformations were myriad. Some returned to the earth, some returned to the past, and some joined the first. Mages thought these transformations were miraculous and spoke of them in reverent tones. Meanwhile, some witches abandoned their way of life and assimilated into civilized society, with some of them falling so low as to become human. Witches who had fallen were treated with neither compassion nor respect. No matter what kind of magecraft or mystics they possessed, no mage would recognize them as human. As far as they were concerned, any witch who had survived to the modern day was a human, no more than refuse. Hey, Gran, why do witches die if they fall in love with a human? A young Barrow posed this question to the witch claiming to be his mother one day. His mother, who more closely resembled an enormous toad in a robe than a human being, replied,
Why, that's easy. It mixes bloodlines that rusts our souls. We're fairies, you see. We don't give birth to children. I'm my own daughter, see? But I screwed up. I screwed up real bad. Why did I end up looking like this? Please, let me go back. Let me go back to my old form. Curse the Meinster. Curse that little wench. So what if she's Yumina's descendant?
does that mean she can do whatever she wants? Even though I screwed up, I'm the one who was deceived. Ah, if only I never met him. If I'd never got involved with a human, then I never would have been stuck with a brat like you.
She apologized the moment the words left her mouth.
I'm sorry, Beryl. I don't know why I said that. You're my precious son. My darling boy. It's okay, Gran. I know you don't mean it. Now don't cry. You can't see the stars in your eyes when you cry. They're your best feature. Prettier than anyone else's. Beryl. Oh, thank you, Beryl. You're the only one I can count on. The only thing I have worth living for.
Beryl Gus lived with his mother, away from human society, where she taught him all manners of curses and rituals. It's unclear how much influence these spells, most of which used life as their chief ingredient, had on Beryl's personality. He learned things like how to track prey and how to make a witch's pot that could cross two living things together. He learned how to conceal himself, how to make deadly poison, how to turn karma into tumors, how to amplify pain, how to borrow against misfortune. He especially loved spells suited to assassination and torture, and his mother happily trained him.
So there's no more spells you have left to teach me? I see. That's too bad, Mum.
Then, one day, Beryl put out his mother's eyes and left the forest behind him. After that, he did as he pleased, sold his services as a mage who dealt exclusively in killings. And for a time, life was good. But eventually, he had killed so many people, he could no longer live comfortably, even in the underworld. Then, just as he was looking for a new place to call home, he was recruited by Chaldea by its director, Marisberry Atmosphere, and came to what would be his third homeland, a base in the Antarctic. There, he saw a creature so ugly he could scarcely believe his eyes.
Whoa, whoa! You gotta be shitting me. What the hell is that? Oh, I thought Chaldea was supposed to be a humane organization about preserving humanity. So how does that thing figure into your mission, Doctor?
This creature's ugliness wasn't a matter of its appearance, but rather its way of life. It was incomplete. Like an eternally premature infant, Beryl laughed and said it reminded him of a balut egg. And on top of that,
Hey, Doctor, what's that girl's name? I've seen a ton of people over the years, and that girl right there, she's something special. She might have a long way to go now, but one day, she's gonna be prettier than anyone else.
it seems Beryl may have inherited his mother's green thumb, as he had a gift for growing flowers. He knew that this one might be a miserable sight now, but in 10 years, she would bloom into something beautiful. And so he decided to watch over the flower's growth. It brightened his dreary days.
That said, I don't actually know the first thing about art. Whenever I go to a new country, I always make sure to visit its biggest art museum. I've seen a lot of renowned landscapes and paintings, but I didn't think much of them. I could tell they were well made, of course, but that's all. For the longest time, I figured I just wasn't the kind of guy who could appreciate beautiful things. But then, I fell in love, Mash. I finally got to know who I really am. I don't hurt you because it's fun, or because I hate you. I hurt you because I care about you. I hurt you so I can love you. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm just the type of guy who can only recognize beauty once it's been damaged. So I'm gonna keep you safe from everyone and everything. I'm not gonna let the Doctor or Marisberry have their way with you. I'm not gonna let them give you a serious light. That was my condition for becoming their cleanup guy. Remember this, Mash. I'm not going to die as long as you're around. I'll always have fun. Well, I'm not going to. I'm getting like physically tongue-tied. I'm not going to die as long as you're around. I'll always have fun in a world with you in it. Hard to believe, isn't it? I know. I can hardly believe it myself. But it's true. You're the most important thing in this whole world to me. Haha. So. You don't mind, right, Mash? I want to see you suffer more than anything. Feral gut! Beryl Gut was taken into temporary custody, and his access to that area of Caldia was revoked. This was a year before the fateful day Team A embarked on their first experimental ray shift. Oh, that's weird. Why are you punching me, Doctor? Are you trying to take her away from me again? Wait, please, you can't do this to me. I still haven't felt anything. I only accepted this shitty deal to be brought back to life because they said you were here. All I wanted was to see you again. Take one more step towards her and I'll...
It's okay, Master. He can't do anything anymore.
That's it. Those eyes. Those eyes are beautiful. You've gotta take good care of them. You've only got two after all. You don't have to run. I'll keep you safe. I love you. I love you, Mash. I love you from the bottom of my heart.
Yes, I'm sure you do. But I don't understand what you call love, Beryl. And I don't think anyone ever will.
What a wacky, wild ride that was.
Okay, the Shadow Board is on its way to Norwich, so now it's my turn. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Right. I know you said Salisbury is the safest city in Britain, so I'm sure you'll be alright. But are you certain you don't want to take along a bodyguard or two just to be safe? I know Captain and the Marines have to stay on the storm border to make repairs. But you could always ask Grimir or Altria Castor go along with you, no? For that matter, while it pains me to say it, I could have Holmes accompany you too, or even go with you myself if necessary.
You, Gordy? But I thought you hated singularities.
I do, and lost spells for that matter. Hell, I don't even want to think about staying foot outside the border. But, circumstances being what they are, I can't afford to be choosy. Besides, I have a bad feeling about this.
Man, you really are a wow. Man, you really are a worry wart, aren't you, Gordy? I appreciate the thought, but it'll be faster if I go alone. I already passed for a ferry in Salisbury, and I know my way around there too. Besides, we only have one pair of jet wings, remember? Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm just gonna swoop in, pop over to the pub, and come back with Habitrot. In and out. Okay, be back soon. Take care of the storm border while I'm gone, Captain. Of course. I may be the ship's captain, but you're his brain. We need you back here as soon as possible. Oh, you. You know just as well as I do that Professor can handle things here, too. Still, I appreciate the vote of confidence. I'll be extra quick just for you.
The city's burning. It's been burning forever now. There haven't been any wind tidings from Lady Aurora. Everyone in the city's changed. Of course, I'm not surprised. Deep down, we were all jealous of each other. We pretended to laugh while we actually sneezed. We pretended to be sad while we actually while we secretly smiled. That's just what we fairies are like. So of course this is how things turned out. The pub's so quiet now. There's no sign of the fairies who used to smile and laugh here anymore. Nobody comes to my pub at all. I guess Burn really is done for. But that's okay. Things are just back to the way they were before. My pub was always like this. Drab, boring, a far cry from the places on Main Street, just like me. All the exciting recent stuff was just a special occasion. An unbelievably fun, once-in-a-lifetime exception.
Phew! Good thing I made it back here without anyone seeing me. That was too damn close for comfort. Man, Gordy was right. I had no idea things had gotten so bad here.
Da Vinci, you came back! Wow, this is great! I'm so glad you're alright. Things took a really bad turn at the cathedral, right? I was so worried about you.
Hey, Mike. Good to see you safe and sound, too. Not that I was especially worried about you. Your pub's pretty sturdy, and you're not the type to take unnecessary risks. I knew you wouldn't let the rumors mess with you, or take to the streets like the other fairies.
Yeah, of course not. I've been in the kitchen all this time coming up with new recipes. Here, Da Vinci, check this out. This one's really something. I found out you can make a really thin kind of bread with the buckwheat flour I got from Norwich. Then you can put all kinds of yummy things on top, like cream, ham, veggies.
Whoa, that's amazing, Mike. You invented galettes. Not even Norwich managed to come up with those, and they've been breaking the Queen's laws to do whatever they wanted for ages. You must have been doing a lot of experimenting to figure this out. This is a proud moment for me as a teacher.
Yeah, I did. I worked really hard at it. It was tough, but fun. It wasn't easy, but it was really fulfilling. It's like a whole new world's opened up. I'm not the same useless Mike I was before. I'm a fully fledged fairy now, and it's all thanks to you.
Ah, you give me too much credit. I didn't make you into a hard worker. You had that going for you all along. You would have made something out of this... Oh. You would have made something of this pub eventually, even if I'd never showed up.
Where are you going, Da Vinci? What's on the second floor?
Oh, I just popped back to get something I forgot. I need to grab Typhon and Habitat and go back to our ship as soon as possible. Go back? Where to? Our ship's parked up in the air. Once we get back, we're gonna go take care of the calamity. Say, here's a thought. I know Gory won't be happy about it, but do you want to come with us? That riot out there isn't calming down anytime soon. Yeah? Having one fairy come along won't make any difference. No thanks, I'll stay here. Here's fine. Besides, I've still got the basement. I'll be safe no matter what. Yeah, it's safe here. Nowhere's safer. There's no point going out. We can just stay here. Forever. Habitat, are you up? Are you still cautious? Yeah, is that Jewel Da Vinci? I knew you'd come back for me. I wish I could have gone to meet you myself, but oh well. You don't have to say anything. Your face is saying everything I need to know. That's good. Keeps things simple. Yeah, it does. I don't know how things ended up like this, or why you made the choice you did. But after scanning all of Britain with the border, this was the only conclusion that made sense. You're going to help us, right? Of course. Besides, it's been kinda tough staying awake all this time. I hate to ask, but would you mind carrying me? I can't really move so well anymore. You bet. That was the plan. Thanks for everything, Habitat. You really are a bride's best friend. I know the truth, Da Vinci. I know you're not a human or a fairy. But I don't think Baron Draco or any of the others do. You're stronger than a human or a fairy, but your life's much, much shorter. And pretty soon, it's going to end. Okay, I've got Typhon Mark II, too. Now I'd better hurry. I've already taken longer than I meant to. So why not just stay here? That way you'll live at least a little longer than if you go back outside. Sorry for all the trouble, Mike, but I'm really glad you were here. And I don't just mean for today, I mean all of it. If I hadn't met you, our journey would have been a lot harder. So thanks for listening to me that day. Pub life turned out to be a lot of fun. And since I might not get another chance to say this, I just want to tell you that you've got a lot more going for you than you realize. And I just know you've got lots of days filled with even more fun ahead of you. Alright, take care now. I'm off to save the world. Turning around and heading for the door. Her back is completely exposed. She's going to leave forever unless I do something. Without Da Vinci, I'll just go back to being my boring old self. I don't want that. I don't even want to think about it. The whole idea is too frightening. I need Da Vinci here. She should stay here. She'll live longer that way too. So. The door opens, and she steps out. The knife I clutched in my hand, just out of sight, clatters through the floor. I stare at her back as she shrinks into the distance, barely able to see her through my tears. That's right. Da Vinci. Da Vinci wouldn't be Da Vinci if she wasn't free. Going wherever she wants is what makes her Da Vinci. She knows she doesn't have much time left, but she still keeps reaching for her dreams. That's why she shines so bright. So I see her off. I have to keep smiling to the end.
I used to think this place was a dream world where we could have anything we wanted, but I was wrong. Real dreams aren't easily obtained. That's why every day is so hard and so fun. That's what makes life worth the struggle, even if the world around you is about to end. Even if you're a horrible monster, like us fairies. Yeah. Farewell, my friend from a far-off world. Thank you for coming to Britain. Thank you for coming to my pub. Thank you for all those wonderful days. They truly were a dream come true. And so, the angel spread her wings and flew straight through the dangerous city into the world beyond. Alright, Mash, Manuere, and Bear Draco are back from Norwich. And Da Vinci is back from Salisbury. All our units have completed their missions, and we can set a course for the pit. But before we leave, we still have time to do one last run-through of the operation. Commander Gordoff, would you do the honors? Right, of course! These run-throughs are important, after all. I appreciate your consideration. Right then, listen up, called Lost Belt Field Team and local collaborators. We are about to fly to the pit and begin our battle against Ceranos. This should be our final battle in Britain, so don't worry about saving your strengths for later. I want you all to use everything you can. Every special technique and every ace up your sleeve. I mean it, you guys are always holding back one last trick. This time, I want to see no holding back and no secret last-minute surprises. We're just going to carry out this operation as we planned it, and we're going to defeat Ceranos. Remember, we were all wiped out once before. It's only thanks to that witch Koyanskaya that we're still here. And according to Da Vinci, there's no more sign of her in spirit origin anywhere in Britain. I'd say the odds are good she's already left this Lost Belt behind. And good riddance. At any rate, remember, this is our last shot at this. Don't count on getting a third chance. Yes, sir. Good. Now then, would you go over the particulars, Administrative Advisor? Certainly, Commander Gordoff. Repairs on the Stormboarder are complete, and our flight and weapon systems are fully operational. Meanwhile, it has been 20 minutes since Ceranos reappeared in the pit. Going from our previous experiences, the Calamity Hands that assaulted us will appear in another 40 minutes. But just like the fire of Calamity that attacked the Stormboarder earlier, we expect there to be a change in Ceranos this time as well. Specifically, defensive systems. Once he realizes we have a divine construct on board in the form of Ultria Caster, there is a very high chance this Calamity will try to attack us. And since it simply isn't possible to evade all those cursed hands, this time we will pour everything we have into a defensive anti-curse layer and take them directly. Isn't that correct, Grimir? Yep, you got it. I'm going to put a meditation spot, a well, up on the deck. Proxy or not, I'm still the god of wisdom. If I really concentrate, I can turn this whole ship into a sacred ground. I couldn't do much against Albion's thermic rays, but I can definitely hold off spiritual interference. So I'll take on Ceranos' curse, his anger myself. He and I are both Celtic, so the least I can do is hear him out. There you have it. With Grimir the Sage's help, the Stormboarder can get close enough to Ceranos to fight him. Last time, he destroyed Camelot 50 minutes after he appeared, so we will need to defeat him before that happens. Our combat team will consist of Bear Draco, Mash, and Ultria Caster. Though naturally, since he'll be on the deck, Grimir will also participate as needed, as will Kaldia's servants. We have 30 minutes to win this battle, starting now. Do be sure to keep that in mind, Master Bear Draco.
We just passed Oxford. 5 minutes until we have visual on Ceranos. Should I keep going straight? Or should I make a little detour?
No need for a detour, Marine. Premier, prepare for battle if you would. It's time for us to get rid of the final calamity. Why did we pass Oxford like that? Okay, this is fun battle. Let me just rearrange some command codes. Apparently it's the hardest fight in the whole story mode so far. Okay, burn, 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 burn. No, it's crit stars. Okay, we got debuff removal, we got a burn source. Let's give her the Merlin one too, just in case. Okay, we can move our defense up. And we can move our attack up the quick. I always keep doing that. I don't know why. That's not what I want to do. Okay, we got a burn source there. We have a attack and defense removal here. We have a recovery. We have another recovery for ourselves. And we're not going to use our buster card unless we're super desperate. Alright. Let's get to it. Whew. Alright, loosey goosey. We're almost to the pit.
Nervous?
Yeah, I am.
Me too. I mean, think about it. We're about to fight God. A god. Doesn't really get much more intimidating than that. As opponents go, does it? Not that I'm one to talk. I only just learned about proper human history at the site of selection, after all. But you must be used to these kind of things, right, Baron Draco? I mean, this is far from your first time, right?
Yeah, but it never gets any easier.
I see.
Well, that's a relief. Now I know it's okay to be nervous.
But, could you pick my staff up for me if I end up dropping it from sheer nerves?
You haven't changed a bit.
Nope. Doing everything all on my own is still beyond me. So I'm glad I have others around to pick up my slack.
So, did you find the reason you were looking for?
No luck there, I'm afraid. Still as in the dark there as ever. But that's okay. I might not know why I keep persevering. But I think there was someone who did know. Oh, but I'm getting off track. Baron Draco, I want to thank you now, while I still can. Once we defeat Ceranos, I'll go back to Avalon, and you'll go back to your own world. This me is just what was left after Muramasa took over the final part of the Sacred Sword's creation for me. Once I use up my magical energy, my role will be complete, and I'll fall into a deep sleep. Just like how King Arthur left for Avalon in your world. So yeah, after we've dealt with the calamity, I'm going home to paradise.
And here I thought you were going to... You know.
I've always known where I'd return to one day. I've known since I sacrificed myself to the site selection. No, since I first floated to the surface. But before I leave, there's one other thing I have to do. I have to pay you back for everything you've done for me. For Avalon LaFay like me, saving Britain means restoring this false Britain to the way it should be. But you and your companions were different. You knew it was false, and you still wanted to save it. So I figured, just this once, I'd like to share the same goal. As long as you keep holding on to hope, this Avalon LaFay will keep listening to you. And not just so you can save Britain, so you can save the world. Yeah, one day, I'm sure we will. By the way, Beldraco, I have a question for you. What part of this journey did you enjoy the most? And don't say Manchester. Well, that was sudden. Let's see, maybe... when we found out you were the child of prophecy in Salisbury, when we all went diving in the Drake River, when you made something that horrible monstrosity in Edinburgh. Man, that's a long time ago. I think it was when we went diving. When we all went diving in the Drake River. What about you, Altria? Me? Let me think. I was definitely the most fired up for the chocolate making, and the most shocked in Norwich. But I think my happiest memory was in the Welsh woods, the 14th day after we met. That's when we shook hands for the third time. I just want to help the child of prophecy on top of that. Man, that was so cool. Woo! Oh, you. Blush. So on that note, here. This will be our last one. Thanks for everything, Altria. Destined to Tyrannos, 5 kilometers. Descending to begin our final approach to the target now. Contact in 2 minutes. All hands, get to your seats and strap in until we get there. Okay, see you later. But the most fun I actually had was on our 11th day in Gloucester. For you, it was probably nothing special. But it was my first time But it was my first time talking a walk down a big street with someone I really like. We have visual on Tyrannos. Look out! Lookouts. Status report. The target's making a move. I pick up multiple magical energy signals from the bottom of the pit. It's the cursed hands. Putting up anti-curse layer and anti-misfortune barriers. Now! Oh man, are we sure those will be enough? They're pouring at us like Niagara Falls. Don't worry, I'll push them all back at once. In my death, I speak of life. Oh, Mimius Burner, lay line of mistletoe, sever the past and grow towards the future. For the next 9 days, no folly shall be tolerated. Cross the twilight. Gambantine Valhalla! Whoa! Those cursed hands just turned to light and vanished. There's a second wave incoming now, but with that working for us, we shouldn't have anything to worry. Yeah, damn it! He carried my retaliating curse. Kalia, Bear Draco, you're getting another shot. You finish this now.
Absolutely. The armor may provide some protection, but we can't avoid the atmospheric magical energy contamination. Master Bear Draco will therefore remotely summon servants from the command room to aid in battle, while continuing to provide Miss Kirillite with magical energy. Let's begin our fight against Theranos. It's time to bring Bryn's calamities to an end, once and for all. Oh. No limit stuff. Alright. Move her back here. Switch her up with my own Castoria. Give her the Prisma. Crap. Give her honey leg by mouse. Out of points. Well, this is problematic. And my only 4 stars are... Okay, so it's not an ideal setup with 2 AoEs and 1 single target. And I don't... I only have 3 points to spare. So I can put in a 5-star CE. Huh. I don't know how well this is gonna work. I don't even know we have enough firepower to, like, actually deal enough damage to get through a couple of break bars. Yeah. Well, let's try it. Whew. Man, they really are limiting us in points. But it makes sense. Just a calamity of the curse. Theranos. He's so big! I just really have Team Ultra in front. Probably should cut that for standby, huh? Damn it, that wasn't enough. Oh my god, can we survive the first turn? That wasn't something I expected.
食べたアイスの数も覚えてはいない消えるがいい泣けエンジンを回せ死に落ちる処刑の時間だ盛り上がってましたマクマク
Well, that doesn't super help.
おまりにするがいいマイマスターそうきましたか
Quick twist, saying quick might be the best thing.
屍の山に沈め崩落せよエクスカリバーモルガーン
Okay, that'll lead to 26k. 90k, that's something.
覚えておく
Yeah. Well, this isn't an ideal situation. Okay, I flicked burn at least.
勤務時間ですねフォーリナー負けないぞはダブルえい
Come on. Okay. So now that happened. Might not be the greatest idea, honestly, to do this. Have a chain.
運命ですか望まれること中の
I have a chain, but I don't think I can. Okay, you know what?
これだけは使いたく
Gonna get rid of it.
すごく使い
Get
たい
2 stacks of invincible, so that'll save me for the turn, and that should charge up my Castoria,
ズバッといきます
and hopefully that gives me enough to
に行って本気を出します最果ての光を私にボーナスを
NP loop.
シスレスダブル X ダイナミックあれはいつか見た終わりの星
Okay, now we have to hold on to one of the Castoria's
私は星を
NPs
探
because
すのです
he's gonna NP soon.
幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン
I don't know what his breaks are though. Oh my god, that did 7k. I didn't need to do that at all. Okay, we got NP sealed and skill sealed. Got the heal on. She's the most vulnerable to dying right now. God damn it! Seriously? No X's cards? We have a Castoria chain.
もちろん負けないぞ
That's probably not a good idea to do that. Let's just get her NP back up.
ここでここで
Okay, there's the invincible I was worried about. Oh my god! Why? Why'd that happen? Well, crap. Was that the crit? Was that the crit animation? God damn it, I can't do anything now, because I'm just dead here. I survived the turn, but... She is not built for this. And I don't even have the NP gain up. God damn it. Oh, god damn it. Heal from the burn, too. God, I should add more. This has been a total failure. We got some bad. Oh, okay, we're dead there. Okay, let's try this again. We got time. We got time. We definitely have to get rid of the first NP bar. What am I doing? Command codes, god damn it. Okay. Would Saber do more damage just because he's at MP4 and a Buster? But we don't have any like bonus damage stuff. That's the problem. Maybe Squirtoria? Because she's single target. Oh, God. She also has a defense buff on her arts buff, but not sure how relevant that's gonna be. Like, in the end, it just took us too long to get our MP up. Can I run the Dragon Leyline thing? Dragon's Meridian? Still not enough to give Idle X anything. And I ain't sure it's like, gonna be enough time to even charge her up. Should I go for 2030 instead? Let's get a little more damage out the... Oh, the face cards? Maybe. Alright, let's try this. Man, those hands though, how do you even block against those hands? Yeah, we're gonna see this a lot. And it's unskippable. Fantastic. Alright, so, oh man, we have a rider chain. Damn it. I would love to do the rider chain. Do I use this now? Just get some more NP out of it? Nah. Well, that's nice. 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 Alright, now we can just hopefully nuke it. God damn, it does so much damage. Nope. This one applies a Vtuber stuff. So yeah, not super relevant here. Alright, overcharge is decreased crit rate and slightly restore her MP gauge. And this one is decrease NP while restore her own. Fingers crossed we actually, you know, nuke him. If we don't, kinda F there. Because I'm pretty sure the front line's just dead. Don't think that was nearly enough. Nope. We need a third one. I should run someone else other than Idol Altar. He's already burned, so I don't need to do it. Oh, but I should do this one at the end, right? Because that's a debuff remover. Yeah, just remove one debuff, so I should do that for the end, just to remove one curse stack. Maximize damage? I guess. But we're not gonna be able to use skills after he dies. Shit, what's the play here? And that is so not helpful. We have done no damage. Okay. That was not the play. Yep, that's the failure. Man. We need enough power to get rid of his first break. Increase MP gauge, get star gather and gain stars, increase got the worst charisma in the game. I mean, that's technically a little better for support. We're just like not in a good position though. Okay, so we should fully expect the team to die within the first 3 turns. So we should just go all in the buffs. Man. Like, if we can just get rid of him. We just need to get rid of the first break bar, and then things are a little more smooth sailing, because then we can try a 3-turn normally. I say normally, that's like the weirdest thing to say. Alright, let's buff as much as possible. Get the defense up, I guess. I mean, stars are stars. Alright. I don't think... Yeah, it doesn't really do anything for her. I mean, I guess. Like, I'm just, like, super desperate to get rid of, this first bar. I mean, it sucks that we lost... the, 2 Ars cards so early. Or we didn't get an Ars card now. So that basically did 50k because of stupid 10k healed. God damn it, still not enough. Well, that's not super great. Like, I can't loop because I don't have any Ars cards. What the heck do I do? Oh god. Might be able to break him? But then we're like vulnerable to like if I hold now. I'll see how well that does.
望まれることを望まれたように
What other card? This one?
もちろんそれはいつか来る
This saves us from a hit. We still get.
誰に呼ばれるまでもなく
We only remove one curse
あな
stack
たが
though.
星をかざすでしょう
God, I hope this crit actually does decent damage.
ダブル
Yeah, okay, good. We broke it at least. Now, hopefully we have enough face cards that she can just, you know, power through it. Oh my god, the damage is so high. Wow! Are you kidding me? Really? We're getting all of access cards at the end? Ugh! God damn it. That's just fantastic. We had a chance. There was a chance this would have worked. Man!
負けないぞやりますもちろんここでまっすぐ
I don't even know if we can survive this.
ここまでやれば
Yeah, we lost both of them. Fan-freaking-tastic. And he still attacks? Ugh. Like, what can I do? And he lost the burn, so I lose my 4% damage anyways.
ズバッと勤務時間ですね控えめに言って本気を出します最果ての光を私にボーナスをセイバーシスレスダブル X ダイナミック
Oh, he's got the break. Do we have enough for a loop? Can we survive? No, we can't. Oh, god damn. Freaking brutal. So tempted to use Leyline Stone, just give up. Just really need to break that first bar. I just need to figure out how.
ようこそレオナルド・ダ・ヴィンチの教
And what can I do? What can I do? What can I possibly do that gives me enough power to get past us? Like, putting the Castores up front, not an option. Man, those single target ones are freaking 5 stars. Yeah, they both have E's. The bright side is that hers doesn't have Star Absorb. Like, I can't give one of them Black Grail because we wouldn't do enough damage anyway, or we wouldn't get the MP in time. Alright, let's try this again. Well, that's a bad hand. We legitimately can't do anything. I feel like I shouldn't use any of my skills and just wait for next turn. Might as well try to get as many stars as possible, I guess.
そのようにクリッそこだ
Oh my god. Okay, that was the crit animation. Holy sh... Okay, we're just done here. Can't do anything. Oh my god. Didn't even get a hit in. Looks like this challenge runs a failure. I'm just not good enough. Like, if I run 5 characters... and have excess up front? But then she's taking a lot of damage. I guess we'll try that. Just so I can get another CE in. Yeah, I don't think running dual class goes so great, yeah. So he's immune to all stuns, so we can't stun him or charm him. Come on. Does it see that increased effectiveness against berserkers, I think? That's fine, I guess.
待っていろすぐに片付けるクール
Okay.
了解した。ズバッといきます。楽しみです。
Okay, they should be good next turn. Hopefully don't get critted. Yeah. Hope we don't get crit next turn. On the first turn. Oh, God.
クールダウン。ちょっと。
They are so dead.
ビッグウェーブイングロックオン。逃がす。
Wait, why'd I do that? I should have done XX! Ugh. So she can remove her debuff.
スイミングの時間です。
There is dead here again. Just can't get through the first bar without everyone dying. Man. Man, they're my heaviest single target hitters too. I can't give them the kaleidoscope because we would lose so much damage. I honestly forgot about this. That'll do more damage. I forgot he's divine. Arts and Buster. Is there arts and NP strength? Is he also demonic? Let me just double check this real quick. He is. He's demonic, divine, or divine spirit, divinity, super large, and threat to humanity. Both of these would do more damage. Oh, this is the NP strength in Arts 1. Okay, so this might get through. Gotta swap this thing out too. I can't do only this. I need something else. Yeah, I think this might be the best option. Man, why is the Arctic one so garbage? Alright. So first turn, we try build NP. Second turn, we hopefully break the bar. Yeah, I ain't read what those things do. Okay, that's bad. Okay, increase debuff chance against Fae, gain resistance to all attacks based on number of curses. Apply increase attack based on number of debuffs. And apply save debuff removal. Apply curse layer every turn. Apply curse layer to yourself when attacking. Decrease defense to a single enemy and inflict curse for 5 turns to all enemies when damage. Ugh.
待っていろスクールダウンちょっとホールドアップ裏打ちはしません食べたアイテム覚えてはいないロック遠慮はしませんとも了解したフリーズそこだ食べたアイスの数も覚えてはいない
What's the clock one? You reach HP at end turn. Absorb all curses from your allies. Oh, fingers crossed this works.
イエスビッグウェーブイングランド
Because if it doesn't, I'm just after.
逃がすロックレックエックホールダ
70, so it did 10k more.
カレーあまりにもカレーおわしらときれエッグビビアン
Nope, we're still after. Still absolutely after. No two ways about it. Yeah, I just don't have enough firepower to deal with the first break bar, and it's super annoying. I would need like another set of supports. Man. That's even like a good hand here. This is actually like really bad. Man, why does skill seal have to be the first one? Man, we didn't even gain XX cards. Okay. And this was the one with the 50%. Okay, she'll be invincible this turn, so we don't need super worried about her. We'll have 2 layers of invincible, so we're safe there.
あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても、私は星を探すのです。さあ、幕を開けて。アラウンドカリバーン。ここで、まっすぐ。
Okay, here comes the stun. Or not stun, the seals. Oh, they're unremovable. Fantastic. Where are XX's cards? What the F? Seriously? That's shenanigans. Absolute shenanigans. Can't believe this.
もちろんやります。もちろん勤務時間ですね。ダブル
Oh, I should move the debuff. Oh my god. Like, do I run the invincible? Yeah. I mean, what else am I gonna do, right?
美味しいお店紹介してください。
Not sure about the star bomb though.
しばしお待ちを。夏といえばカレーですので。これだけはフォーリナー。ズバッといきます。
Well, it's just survive the turn. That's a plus. I should have moved, rearranged that. God damn
早
it.
めに行って本気を出します。
The burn should happen first,
最
and then
果ての
the
光を
debuff removal. So we only get hit once.
セイバーシスレスダブル X
I think we're just dead here anyways.
小手調べな来いアーバロンアウチ
On the bright side, it's not Pierce Invincible. Downside is we're dead. We're just dead here.
これだけは使いフォールズバッといきます。早めに行って本気を出します。
Really wish her threat against me anything was on the
セイバーシスレス
on the MP rather than the skill. Or last for 3 turns. Yeah, what the buff going to 50k is not great. And we're just dead.
業務はここまで。
Okay, I'll get one more shot. One real legit shot. If it doesn't work, I'm using a Leyline Stone. And just giving up. I just cannot do this. I've used so much AP. It's a shame. I feel like I have something close. Just not enough damage. Ah, man. If only their charismas were a little higher, I guess. What about Lily? She has weird support. She doesn't have charisma though, which is our main bottleneck right now. The inability to do enough damage. I think Idol X's charisma is better, but that's the only thing. Like, she doesn't have a... what you call it? Star Bomb. That's why I don't really want to use her. Also, she kind of, like, slows down the swap once everyone dies. Yeah, her charisma is 20%, which is basic. And then the altars are... %12. So fundamentally, will do more damage. While also screwing up the change. So that's kind of like a hard trade-off there. Alright, let's try this again. Man, just the berserkers really get me, apparently. I just apparently can't do anything against them. Well then, that might be a problem. I mean, bright side, guaranteed hers. Oh well, they should be fine then. Could this be the run? We removed 4 layers, so that should increase our damage by a bit. If you can survive this, oh god. And there we go. God damn it. Yikes. Well, that did not go as planned. Could we have actually gone there if she didn't die? Because she did 70k that time. And that was just the basic thingamabob. Oh my god. It's such a waste of fruit. Wish Idol had another Arse card so we have a little more guaranteed on an Arse chain first turn. But it doesn't seem like we're going to be that lucky. Come on. Why isn't this skippable? Well, that's not fantastic. So we have to bank on getting the NP gain first turn. And you know what? I'm going to use Idol X. Just so she gets some curse stacks. And, oh cool, we got it. And maybe die at the same time as everyone else. Okay, looking good. Idol X for another curse stack. Or the Arse card for another burn. Hopefully this works. 6K, okay, that's the low roll. Wait, did I not use her skill? Don't get 3 Christmas. And we still couldn't get there, god damn it. Man! What is the move here? Would we have gotten it if everyone NP'd? Would that be enough damage? I don't think so. Because everyone else is like AoE, so their modifiers are already garbage anyways. What to do, what to do. We don't have a chain. I mean, we could have a chain, but then we're just kind of leave ourselves wide open for the onslaught. Do we just play defensively?
That might... I might as well try it. I wish we had heal.
時間ですね。ここでダブルホー
Okay, we can't even survive a turn without an NP up. So, that's a no. Playing defensively would not work. Ugh. Let me just quickly check the modifiers for everyone. I think Santa Altar has actually like a pretty decent NP modifier because he was a 600, 650. Yeah, it's not looking great. Let's see, an Idol X has what? Again? Her modifier would be 1,000. Which would be about 800% of her attack. But then I feel like that'd just be like compensating for the loss of the special damage, and I only have one of these, oh god. Well, that's problematic. Well then. Can't go with that plan then. Huh. Okay, this is just a failed run. Can't... I'm missing another 3 of the 3-star C. Don't want to spend like 8 hours just rolling the friend pool. Like, are they good 4-star ones? I mean, imaginary element, obviously, but... I don't think there's enough points for everyone to just run imaginary element, right? Yeah, no. It might have been possible if... Do I have both of them running Battle of Clam? Nah. I wouldn't have enough buffs anyways to actually finish the job. We'll still be running the same problem, just not doing enough damage. We're getting NP. We're basically getting a bunch of NP every turn just because he hits so many times. We're getting hit 9 times. So maybe Magical Sapphire would be good? I get the first NP out. Like, how many NP gains do I have? Like, Sapphire is 30. Oh wow, that actually does something. This is 20, and immune to debuffs 3 times. Which is weirdly relevant right now, but also, 15. 10. 10. This is also 30. Is that the max one? Just 30? Man, I wish I had another Sapphire. Magical Sapphire then. Didn't realize it was so rare. That might give us enough so we can, like, consistently NP every turn. Weird damage looping, NPing. Let's try this. The problem is he hits 3 times. So he only save us 1 hit. Oh, that's not good. And these don't really do anything. And I don't really want her to evade, so. And we got the bad one. And we've done no damage. Fantastic. Just what I want to see. Oh my god. Well then. Yeah, this is a dead run. Yeah. Damage is too high. We need to save a hit. And we technically need her to die too, so.
はいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星を目指すでしょう。アラウンド開番。乗ってきました。
Still 48k.
もちろん運命ですから。ここでまっすぐ。それはいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざす。
Man, it sucks not having a foreigner out here. She could be using a lot of these buffs. I am kind of annoyed she's still alive. Also, we did not gain as much NP as I would, which is unfortunate.
やりますって意味です。差し入れですか。突破します。
I think we're just dead here.
So close.
Yep, there it is. Oh, can't do jack shit against us.
セットアップ。しばしお待ちを。夏といえばカレーですので。キンプオリナー。ズバッと勤務時間ですね。
Wow, that is so not helpful, Q. Okay, we survived that. But now what? Because we literally have nothing else to do. It literally takes my whole team to break down his first bar. Oh, God. Yeah, all the HP loss ticks just instantly kill me. Yeah, I'm just using this leyline stone. I can't do this. I need so many freaking... I would need to run support, which would ruin the challenge anyways, which is using all Artoria. So yeah. Challenge failed. There probably is like a way I might have been able to do it. Maybe like gone to like 120 for like a little bit extra damage for all of them. Right, I don't want the evade. God damn it. Why is that on steroid? What's her overcharge thing? Against all evil, which doesn't apply here. Oh, her overcharge is actually getting quick, so actually she should be at them. Will I still not be able to break a bar? Oh wow, they did way more. Why? Oh, because all the curse stacks are gone. If I wanted to do more damage, I should have led with a face card.
旅路の果て君はまれ僕が涙をするのだ
The fool was me. Wait, does she have her crit thing? Nope. Might as well.
楽しみですそうきましたか
Eh, maybe the other way around.
ビミそうきましたか遠慮はしませんとも
Really? Couldn't grip me crit there? After all this BS? Well, now how do I get XX out? Because I don't want them to die. And I don't want to give her invincibility, because I'll remove their debuffs. How do I do this? What is the logical play here?
やりますビミそうきましたか
Please survive, Castoria. God damn it! Man. Wait, why did I do that? I just need this. It's got F me over with this stupid star bomb. Hope it doesn't have Pierce Invincible. If it does, oof. Hope there's enough damage.
これだけは使いたくいえすごく使いたいですズバッといきます勤務時間ですね早期銀すなわちコスモスエーテル宇宙しかる秩序行くぞスイーミアのディザスター
Well, we survived. No, that should go at the end. So that means I can't arch chain it. Okay, that's the case then. Let's see if it's 2 hits. Castoria might live? Real hard to tell at this point. Awesome. Got the break.
か来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。
And we lived? Oh god. Barely. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
セットアップ。行くぞ。しばしお待ちを。夏といえエネルギーイン。美味しいお店。
I
紹
hate
介
that
してくだ
stupid
さい。
skill so much. Like, if I give her the debuff thing, will it redistribute the cards? Yeah, get the thing lose, I guess. No, she'll survive next turn, so.
これがズバ
Might
ッ
as
と
well, I
いきま
guess.
す。勤務時間ですね。控えめに言って本気を出します。最果ての光を、私にボーナスを。セイバーシステムダブル X ダイナミック。ダブル
Hmm.
来いアバロン。
Well, this has been a failure. Of epic proportions. Still not enough NP. I mean, we're not gonna survive the turn anyway, so it's not super relevant here.
ズバ勤務時間ですね。フォールナー。はっポー
Okay, I thought he wasn't losing curse stacks anymore.
来いアバロン。アウチ。
Man, it's like an impossible solo, huh? Because the curses just kill you. I mean, yeah, I guess. Okay, that got rid of 3 stacks. And hopefully we can get them all to die at the same time this time. Why is the best charisma 4-star source for Artoria faces the one that doesn't die? Man, he's not even in the audience. Fake fan. He is not god of culture. Oh my god, this battle has taken like an hour of me failing and fumbling. Just give her more. Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna give her more curse stacks so she can hopefully die at the same time as everyone else, but that heal kind of threw me off. Yep, she survived by the skin of her teeth. Again. I need both of those skill. I need the invincible skill because it has the threat against humanity thing on it. I don't know if we can survive the turn. can't remove the debuffs because that would probably go against the point.
やります。そう差し入れ
Fingers crossed, no one dies the turn.
ここで誰もが一人
Oh, just barely survived. I was playing a risky game. I think I paid off. And he still has 1 burn stack on him. Cool.
白兵戦行きます今のうちに準備
He doesn't have a guts, so we can just kill him now.
今のうちに準備白兵戦行きます今のうちに
Gonna get all that bonus saber damage.
エネルギーイン美味しいお店紹介してくださいこれだけは使い
He doesn't have any curse stacks left, does he? He has 1. So yeah, I should attack first.
勤務これだけは使いたくいえすごく使いたいです運命ですからダブル早期
Oh, man.
コスモスエーテル宇宙スカルの秩序
What an insane fight. All of those curses. Has there ever been a solo run of it? Because all those curses are insane.
見直しましたかちょっとシリアスになればこんなものですえへん
And then the timer stuff. I feel like it's the timer stuff that killed me more often than the curses did. I'm sad I couldn't get the challenge run working, but yeah. Is it what it is? Man, it's taking a long time to load. Wait, what the? Did my stream crash? My little preview's gone. Man, this is taking a real long time to load. What the hell? Oh, there we go. How long is this? Did all that just do nothing? Ceranos just instantly regenerated after his magical energy signal terminated. No signs of external injuries anywhere. It's no use. He's not going to stop. We've only peeled off a few layers of skin. How did it feel to fight him, Mash? Did you figure anything out?
I'm afraid not. We dealt him countless lethal blows, but none of them did any lasting damage. I think his curse is bubbling up to heal him faster than we can hurt him.
Yeah.
All we can see now is the putrid dead flesh that's been bloated by his curse. If we can't cut the curse off at its source, we'll never be able to dispel this calamity.
Alright, that ought to stop the bleeding for now. Well, well, run or not, he's still a god, ain't he? No, it's because he's gone rotten that he's that much harder to get rid of. Now that we've tried fighting him, I say for sure that he's got a divine core.
A divine core? As in, the soul of a divine spirit? But Cernos has been dead for...
Something must have gone inside his heart. Some kind of real special sacrifice that curses the fairy's whole existence. It was that sacrifice that reanimated Cernos' corpse and sent him up to the surface. Chipping away at him won't do anything. We need to completely annihilate him all at once.
But we don't have anything powerful enough to.
Sure we do. It's been around for a long time. The 12 Sacred Lances embedded in Camelot's main gate. If we can activate them, we can beat Ceranos. That's what we were fighting here. It's not quite enough to just prevent Camelot from being destroyed. Our job was to stall Ceranos here and get the Guardian of the Sacred Sword to the throne. And we've done that. Now all that's left is to see how her journey ends.
Huh?
Mash? Where's Altria?
She's not here. I don't see Altria anywhere. She must have slipped away from the deck when I was looking.
So that's why. That's why she... Mash, hold the line.
Right. We have to do whatever we can. Re-engaging. I'll block all his attacks myself.
Only death remained in Camelot. There were no fairies, no humans, no dead bodies, no Moors. She ran through the halls devoid of all life, where countless splendors had come to an abrupt end. Having jumped off the storm border and landed on Camelot's still unbroken outer walls, she ran now for the throne as fast as her legs could carry her.
I think... No, I'm sure it was this way. Come on, Altria. Don't stop to think. You've already been here with Bale Draco. Just trust your gut and keep going.
She gasped for breath, but not because she was tired from her earlier battle. What spurred her on was the enormous beast outside, separated from her by only a single wall of stone. Ceranos, the enshrined deity, and his eerily quiet curse that seemed to oppose the very air.
I know. It's here. It's here. It's crawling up from the bottom of the pit right now.
Before they set out for the spirit cavern, the curse had crawled up from the pit and completely destroyed Camelot. It had arrived 1 hour after Ceranos first appeared. There wasn't much time left, 10 minutes at best, 5 at worst. Before that time ran out, she had to reach Morgan's throne, learn its workings, and change it into something she could use herself. Before, she would have probably said it was impossible and looked for another way. But now, she knew she could pull it off. She was a different person after coming back from the site of selection. Now she was more than half fantastical. Now she knew about the king who would one day draw the sword of selection and sacred sword in hand, guide Britain to the future. And she knew that she herself was an intrinsic part of that concept.
Someone who stands at the edge of the world, rather than its center. A beacon of the farthest point, no matter what sort of end may be upon us.
She remembers something from her magecraft mentor taught her. An old nostalgic story, the story of a nameless hero made from countless hopes.
There, I definitely recognize this intersection. Then it's just up this way.
Morgan's throne. Ask the Savior's masterpiece, designed to gather and store magical energy from every fairy in Britain, and to operate the sacred lances. Behind the throne lay the terrace overlooking the pit. There she saw the enshrined deity. Simply there, his body made up of 14,000 years worth of dead flesh, wordlessly towering over her. Her breath caught in her throat. Just the sight of him filled her with dread. His silence, and all it conveyed, made her flinch. He was right to be angry. He was right to curse fairies. He had reached out to them in good faith, and they had tricked and killed him. They had robbed his beloved priestess of her life and her dignity, and flourished for 14,000 years. The calamities were not born of hatred, but of obligation fueled by rage and grief. It was his way of saying these creatures could not be allowed to remain free. As the one who had inadvertently helped them survive, he now sought to destroy their world.
Your anger may be justified, but this still isn't the way. If you decide that Britain is a land of sinners, that not a single one is untainted, then you should have made a system to forgive their sins, not just punish them. You should have chosen a sentence and given them a chance to serve it.
She turned her attention to the throne, becoming one with the 12 sacred lances embedded in the gate. The curse is coming. The curse is coming. It's crawling up from beneath the ground at speed akin to lightning. Sensing the curse may be about to end, countless rancorous voices clamored around her, as if to try and stop her. Fairy death piled up endlessly over the course of 14,000 years, rushed upward in a torrent.
Wow, she really was a genius.
But right now, her mind was consumed not with the encroaching threat, but with praise for Morgan. Morgan wasn't just an incredibly talented fairy. She also had the brilliant idea to make all of Camelot into a giant mystic code. And even though the spell to make it was utterly massive, its connections to her magical circuits and magical energy circulation were still absolutely perfect. It was the work of a prodigy without equal. It was no wonder she had been the greatest of the Avalon LaFay. The problem was, the whole system had been designed with the intention that said genius would be its operator. A surge of magical energy ran through her body. Lacking sufficient circuits to use all 12 sacred lances, the magical energy flowing from the throne burst around her in a shower of sparks. It dilated her blood vessels, nerves, bones, and muscles from the inside out. Her consciousness shorted out, her eyeballs ruptured, her lungs burned. It was all she could do to keep her knees from giving out.
This isn't so bad.
This time, she wasn't going to run away. She knew it was going to work.
Rongominads, locked and loaded. Roundtable lances, weighing anchor. Great anti-calamity rite, open. All lances of salvation, become the lane of Orkney, and wash away all sins. Yeah.
The Lancers had the necessary firepower. They had the strength to turn even Camelot's impenetrable walls to dust. But they still weren't enough. They still were far too weak to destroy all the layers of curse that had accumulated over the millennia. If any fairy had been there, they probably would have laughed. They would have said something about how even the great High Queen Morgan's own weaponry couldn't kill a god.
No, it's not that. I'm just not using them right.
She narrowed her now useless eyes and swallowed the blood she had coughed up. Her anger was not directed at the fairies, or even Ceranos. She was angry at herself for still holding back, for still clinging to the possibility of going home.
Don't you dare to wish you could stick around just a little longer. You've already had plenty of time. I was supposed to disappear at the site of selection. The only reason I lasted this long is because one of my companions sacrificed himself to give me this extra bit of time. I need to use everything, every last bit of myself, both past and present. That's the whole reason I've come this far.
Rongomenad was Morgan's spell. Of course, she couldn't make full use of it. The sacred lances may be beyond her control, but she still could make use of their structure. If they were essentially cannons, then all she had to do was load them with different ammunition. Having returned from the site of selection, she was now the essence of the sacred sword. So the new spell must be...
Change the circuit from the throne to my heart. Change the magical energy used from Camelot to the Avalon Lafay. Change Rongomenad to Excalibur.
Tens of trillions of cells burned with pain, as though the entire universe had been ablaze. A number of cursed hands stretched towards her, making their way to the throne room's terrace. In her mind, accelerated through the intense pain, a single moment lasted for eternity, and she slowly recalled the memories of what she used to be.
Morgan, my rival from a far-off world.
She remembered what happened in Norwich. She did not regret what she did or didn't do. She just remembered what she saw and how gloriously bright it was.
I never was able to beat you, not even to the very end. I couldn't show you who I was through my strength, or even say anything back to you.
But now, at the very end,
I have been given one final chance. A chance to use every last bit of my remaining magical energy to show you who I am.
Did you find the reason you were looking for?
No, I never did become who I wanted to be. But I will take my place here anyway, and not for the sake of the cold, merciless queen who only wanted to protect the throne, but to honor the life of the incredible savior she once was. Now, I'm going to finish the job you should have done 2,000 years ago.
She looked up, facing the looming sin. She summoned the last of her strength as the Avalon Lafay, all the magical energy holding her together, and...
Oh, sacred sword, reveal thyself. Hear me, enshrine God, and forgive our sins.
All that remained was her mistletoe staff, resting across the winter throne like a sword. Its purpose fulfilled.
"12 charges of an extremely powerful spell were just fired from Calon's main gate simultaneously. They're all direct hits. Serenos' spirit origin signal just changed from negative to positive. 90% of his outer curse layers have been blasted away. Whoa! I can see something! There! It's his divine core! I'm sensing a ton of godly energy from it.
Serenos' core! Well done, Ultra Caster! Although, is it just me, or is his nearby flesh wiggling around like it's still trying to regenerate?
It's not just you! It's already started to regenerate! Not everyone Gobinas were enough to beat him! We only have 6 minutes until Serenos is back to his old self. What do we do, Captain? If that's a divine core, our normal weapons won't be able to destroy it. Da Vinci, or the rest of the crew to abandon ship. You can use the shadow board to escape. The Nemo series and I will stay here in the command room. As soon as we've confirmed you're all safe, we're going to ram the storm border into the divine core at full speed.
What? That'd be suicide! No, absolutely not! I can't let you throw your lives and the ship away!
There's no time to argue, and this isn't up for discussion. Come on, Barrow Draco, you need to hurry up and... No, that won't be necessary. Now that Serenos' divine core has been exposed, this operation has played its part. Barrow Draco, would you hurry up to the deck? Mash is waiting there for you. She can't slay a god without your command spells. Catch my drift?
Right, on my way.
The turret's divine core is finally exposed, but at the rate it's regenerating, it won't be long before it's hidden again. Ultra gave us an incredible opportunity, and I had the means to take advantage of it. But now, there's nothing I can do. And it's all because I was too much of a coward. If I just hadn't run away from my choices, from my responsibilities, then I could have... Man, you're really broken up about this, aren't you? I get it. You were running away from fighting back then. No matter how brave or heroic you were, at your core, you still hated fighting. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is where you're looking now. Now, you know what you're fighting for, and why. And that means I don't have to keep holding on to this for you. Huh? Habitat? Yep, and I've got something that belongs to you. Something you left behind after it was used at the castle in Sheffield. It's something that should never have existed in Britain, and something you'll need to show who you are from now on. You said it's called the Black Barrel, right? Don't forget it this time, Mash. We, as we are now, are hypothetical beings, all being created in the tree of emptiness's simulation. So I'm going to move forward under the premise that it wasn't Mash who existed in the Fae era, but Galahad. Neither you nor I must remember anything about her. No way! I don't want to forget about Mash. She's gonna go through something awful again in the era of the High Queen, right? Then I have to be there to help her. You're gonna be around in the era of the High Queen, right? Ask. Then I'll figure something out too. I know. An ice coffin. I'll ask Grimia to make me the same kind of ice coffin as Mash. I have to. I still haven't kept my promise to her. I still need to make her the best bridal dress ever. Once this world changes over to the era of the High Queen, every loose end will disappear. You can't go from one era to the next. At least, not while retaining your memories. Even I could never do that. It would only lead to contradictions. If I add this loop's knowledge to myself in the air of the High Queen, I'd no longer be able to exist. We have no choice but to forget about Mash. If, even knowing all that, you still want to remember her, you will need to steel yourself. So long as you retain memories of Mash, you will not be meant to exist in this world. Your entire life up until Mash is sent here from Norwich will disappear, and no one will be able to speak the first Tamlin's name. Let me be clear, no one in the air of the High Queen can ever know you are one of my first knights. If even one person realizes you're actually Totorot, you'll vanish from the air of the High Queen. You are from a fantastical lost belt. As such, there is no way for you to survive in the reality of a singularity. So, I'm going to erase all of Mash's memories of you. Everything from the moment she meets you in Sheffield in 2019 to the moment she enters her coffin. So long as she has no memory of you, you should be able to live in the air of the High Queen as well. Which is why you'll have to stay away from Mash when she's been freed from her coffin. If she remembers you, you'll vanish from the air of the High Queen. You'll disappear when the morning lark sings, just like a summer's night dream.
Totorot, no, Habitrot. How could I have forgotten about you? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry I didn't remember. It's so wonderful to see you again. I can't believe this is happening. No, you've been with me all this time, watching over me.
Yep. I always keep my promises, you know. Here, this is yours. I've been hiding it inside my spinning wheel all this time. Never even noticed, did ya?
You even got the black barrel. Then, when you came floating down from above, you must have...
Yep, I stashed it away quick as a wink while Barrow was yammering on. Pretty impressive, right?
It is! You must be just as fast as ever then. I had no idea you had...
Habitrot? The morning lark is singing, and my dream is coming to an end. But that's okay. I mostly did what I wanted to do, and I long since kept my most important promise. So this is where old Habitrot says goodbye. I wish I could have seen your happily ever after. Hey, knowing you guys, you'll be fine. In fact, I bet you'll always have perfect weather for every single one of your anniversaries.
Wait, Is this because I remembered you? Is that why you're disappearing? Why did you do all this for me? I don't deserve it.
Sure you do. And even if you didn't, so what? I don't care. I just want you to be happy. I mean, everyone did the best they could, right? Astrid, Hector, and Warnick. Even Grimir was a pretty good guy. They might all be gone now, but we still had a great journey together. And besides, I'm a friend to brides everywhere. I want to make sure your future would be a happy one.
No, please. Please don't go. Take the memories back. I promise I won't remember you. Please. Just please don't go. You more than anyone else. You put everything into making your dreams come true.
Aw, come on. You know that's not true. But if you really, really want to pay me back, then how about this? Remember me. Remember us. Remember how beautiful our Britain really was.
I will. I promise.
Well, looks like we're out of time. I can see Bell Draco reading this way too. Go put Ceranos out of his misery, Mash. He's suffering too, in his own way. Consider this a fresh start for the dreams that await you. No matter how hard it is to say goodbye, there will always be something wonderful to look forward to. Always.
Now go on. Hold your head high. Show this old Tamlin what a badass you really are.
Of course I will. Just watch me, Totorot.
Mash! Mash! I've got a command spell!
Right, Master. I won't run away again. As a knight who completed her pilgrimage, I'm going to use everything I have to crush the calamity plaguing Britain. Target elimination confirmed. Did you see that habitat? Thank you. Thank you, Tamlin Totorot. Thank you, Habitrot the Spinner. I'm so proud that you chose me to be your dream. Goodbye. May the flowers bless you too.
All that's left now is... Attention on the deck, Bear Draco, Mash. We've confirmed that Cernos has disappeared, and the curse spraying in from the pit has ceased. We're even able to get readings on the bottom of the pit now, where it seems bottomless earlier. Every calamity in the British Lost Belt and all threats to property history have been defeated. Once we refuel the storm border, we'll head back into the waters off the western coast. Then, as soon as we confirm the British Lost Belt is safe, we'll return to Novum Chaldea. Great work, you two. I'll keep the speed low for a while, so take your time about coming back inside if you would like. Phew. I think we finally pulled it off. I'll admit, I was freaking out a little when not even the Rungomenads finished him off. But then you guys showed up with a god-killing weapon that easily put Murmasa to shame. I just wish Altria could be here too. Well, yeah, sure. It'd be great. It'd have been great if we could have won without any sacrifices. But things don't usually go that way. Most of the time, you lose something or someone along the way. This time might not have been any different. But personally, I think those two went out happy, knowing they did everything they possibly could. And it's all because they believed in you guys. They believed you guys. It's all because they believed you guys would win this thing. Because they wanted to see you do that more than anyone else. They put their trust in you, and thought of you as their friends. If you're gonna remember them for that. And don't forget, your battle doesn't end here with Britain. You've still got this foreign god thing to contend with.
I know. We're so grateful to Altria and Habitrot, and to you, Grimir the Sage. By the way, I couldn't ask this during the battle, but is your eye alright?
Oh sure, it's just what I needed to put on a truly mystical performance. Besides, having only one eye made my magecraft sharper than ever. Grimir, your body's fading. Looks that way. The god Wisdom entrusted me with ensuring Chaldea got their hands on the sacred sword. And as a Celtic heroic spirit, I also got to be there for Cernus' final moments. So now, my role in this Lost Belt is complete. As the only helper here from property history, I'm glad I managed to save face.
The only one from proper human history.
Thank you again, Cullen. What are you going to do now? Are you going to be registered at Chaldea as a caster?
It's Grimir, alright. Now that you know my deal, I'd rather you call me Grimir from now on. But anyway, I owe you guys one. Now. And not just me. The God of Wisdom says so too. And if I can keep the Spirit Origin after going back to the throne, I'll pop by Chaldea as a caster. So, I'll see you guys then. I have a feeling I'll be seeing you all again. All that's left now is...
Alright, it's time to put this lost world behind us. The calamities have dealt the Isle a critical blow. There can't be many survivors left. Still, at least it hasn't been completely destroyed. I wish we could stay to see Bryn get back on his feet before we return to Chaldea, but... Yeah, that would be nice, but... wait. Yeah, that would be nice. Wait, huh? All the flames and curses have dissipated, but chunks of the ground are still breaking apart. In fact, if anything... Attention! Attention! I think I have a massive gravity fluctuation across all of Britain. The ground is floating up into the air, even though there's nothing creating gravity up there. What the heck's going on? This doesn't make any sense. Everything's falling up. It's worse. Sheba's detecting a level 1 threat. I can't see what's causing it, but the way things are going now, the whole Earth's gonna be gone in an hour. It's a collapse. The collapse has started. But we dealt with all the calamities. There shouldn't be anything left to threaten Bryn. So why is the collapse beginning now? There's no sign of a new enemy anywhere.
Sure there is. You just didn't notice it because you've been looking at it the whole time. Remember that mural in Londinium? That was a depiction of the prophecy of destruction Ceranos' priestess made just as she was being dismembered. As the world grows newer, unbeknownst to all, its roots grow older. Until one day, they will be so brittle as to crumble with a bite from a single, insignificant insect. That prophecy wasn't about Bryn's future. What you're seeing now is what happens when the roots of even the strongest human history are gnawed through. Soon the entire planet will be gone, as though it never existed. I knew it. Huh? You mean you've been on to me, Baron Draco? Well, that sucks. Now I feel silly for biding my time, waiting for the perfect moment to make my reappearance. But really, so what? I never bothered to hide it from you in the first place. Of all my little pawns, you were by far the most insignificant. Oh, what's wrong, Blanca? Your pretty antenna stopped moving. You're dead. Were you taking all the Morse poison being directed at me from all Bryn in my place? Thanks, I guess. Not that it really matters. Oberon? That's Oberon? He certainly does look the part of a fair king, but what's the meaning of this, Da Vinci? Your report said he was one of your local collaborators, a proper human history servant who had been summoned by this land. But his spirit origin isn't from proper human history at all. For that matter, he's neither human nor fairy. In fact, he doesn't match any known life form. Is that really Oberon the Fairy King?
Of course it is. Believe me, I've confirmed it at dozens of... Huh? I can't see his magical energy signal on the border sensors. No, wait, I can, but it doesn't match any of our data. His spirit origin is changing literally every second. I don't believe it. There's no trustworthy information about his spirit origin anywhere. He may as well be invisible. There, but not there at the same time.
Then, who in the world is he? Ah, I just picked up a massive irregular space in northern Britain. No way! When did this show up?
My apologies, but I don't know what you mean by irregular space. Can you be more specific?
Look, it's there. Just a weird thing there. There's just a weird thing there. Okay, what is that thing? Is it actually alive? I'm sorry, but we can't explain it. We just can't. We've never seen anything like that creature anywhere in the world. I even tried firing a sensor pulse at it, but I didn't get a single reading. I can tell it's really bad news, though. She was gone pitch black. It's hard to believe, but according to this, we're already done for. Return impossible. Destination permanently unmoored. Eternal voyage in progress. What kind of status reports are these? Captain, we're scared. Did we already sink without realizing it?
Yes, there is something pulsating to the north, and I can only describe it as a hole in space. But it seems we can't view it on the monitor. Mr. Barrow Draco, can you see it from the deck? Yeah, I've been seeing it for a while now.
What is that, Master? Some kind of black haze is sucking up the ground. No, it's eating the land. What in the world could that horrible looking creature be?
My guess is... it's an insect. That's right. Just a single insect. Though, as you can see, it's actually a conceptual insect. An infinite hole that's going to destroy Britain and turn the planet inside out. You can think of it as an endless hollow if you like. It's also me. Even I can't really tell which of us is real and which is just a shadow. Tell me your true name, Oberon. Well, since you asked, I'd be happy to oblige.
Senpai, Oberon's form. No, his very spirit origin is...
I swear, these fairies are just unbelievable. First they kill a god, then use its body to create a small island to replace the land that disappeared because of their screw-up. Then, still not satisfied, they kill uncountable numbers of their own kind to fill in the sea, and make an entire landmass from their corpses. Ugh, their sheer audacity and greed is enough to make me sick. Don't you agree, Barrow Draco? Even as a human, you think they're pretty awful. So imagine how disgusted the original Britain must be with them, after it was returned to nothing. No wonder it sent calamities after them to try and wipe them out, all out. Oberon. Anyway, Ceranos wasn't part of it. In some way, he was actually trying to protect the fairies. The only reason I made it up to the surface now is because he's finally gone. Morgan ensured Fairy Britain's creation by sealing Ceranos away instead of defeating him. I honestly wasn't sure what to do. I certainly had no means of defeating Morgan myself. So I waited. I waited for a human who could defeat her to appear. I waited for someone who could pop the lid off of Ceranos and finally get rid of him. The Child of Prophecy's prophecy was just the chance I was waiting for. It was even kind of an amusing idea. So I helped it along a little. I did my part to ensure the child of prophecy was set off on her journey and successfully complete her pilgrimage. Also, you could be the ones to ruin everything you were working towards. Tell us your name, Oberon! Gladly. I've taken the form of Oberon, the Fairy King, a fiction created by your own proper human history. I'm the embodiment of Bryn's will, the very will that wished for his own destruction when the Age of Mystics ended. My name is Vortigern. Oberon Vortigern. I'm the Abyssal Worm who destroyed Fairy Britain, with a little help from all of you. True name, Oberon. Oberon Vortigern. Jesus Christ. Only 4 notes left. That's already 11:20. Looking at what's gonna happen, I don't have enough time. So, we're gonna call it there now. And continue on tomorrow and just kind of power through it. And then afterwards, I have to do the challenge quests, which are ending immediately. So, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye!